One and all to the horror returns. I'm Philip, and with me, as always, is my co-host Brian. I don't know if this is as always because Lance is not here. He's normally our host, but he decided to leave us and go hang out in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Hang it.
I didn't even know he was going to Hawaii. He just said he was
Yeah,
going on a trip.
I didn't realize it either. My wife said something. I was like, "Wait, he's going to Hawaii? What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, I didn't know until I seen a picture of some tropical drinks and food.
There you go. Hey,
Uh,
might be a good idea right now. You know, they're all burned up, especially go visit the Big Island
yeah,
and stay in the hotels, man, because that's where a lot of these people work and they're having a hard time right now.
yeah.
But yeah, I think we got this, man. How's it going?
It's going a little late on starting here. I had some technical difficulties. Think it's time for a new laptop.
Like every other day.
Yeah.
There's always some bullshit going wrong.
What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Dealing with kid stuff, and we got football and soccer and possibly swim if we can fit it in. I don't know. We'll see how that's gonna go. And just working a lot. But let's go into cool of the week. What do you got for us?
I'll go through mine real quick. I had to watch it just so I can see what all the hype is. I saw the Barbie movie.
Oh yeah, wasn't it any good?
It's okay. I
All
mean,
right.
I'm not. It's not my. I'm not the demographic for it.
Yeah.
I did get the humor. There was a lot of humor that probably go over kids' heads. Ryan Gosling was pretty fucking good as Ken, though. He had me laughing a few
Yeah.
times.
I kind of
And
like that guy.
it's like a comedy slash musical slash fantasy.
Yeah.
It's all the things Lance enjoys because I know he watched it too this past week.
I
So
was gonna say you kind of had me until you said musical.
yeah. So but it was fine though.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it though. So
Yeah, I'd heard so many conflicting things, and then it just sort of seemed because I was kind of curious about this movie when it first came out, but it just sort of seems like, hey, maybe it's all right.
yeah. I mean it definitely knows what it is because
Yeah.
there was a line where because it has a narrator throughout the movie
Uh-huh.
and there was a line where Margot Robbie she plays stereotypical Barbie. That's what they call her.
Oh, I got you.
And I don't want to go into the reasons why, but she feels like she's losing her stereotypical good looks. And then the narrator comes over and says, "Note to studio: if you want the audience to believe she's not beautiful, you shouldn't have cast Margot Robbie or something like that." So it definitely knows what it is and what
All
it's trying
right.
to be. So
Some meta jokes in there too. I like it.
yeah, it definitely is not going to be in my top 10 movies of the
Yeah.
year. But I just for a movie that's I think probably if it hasn't, it will be the highest grossing movie of the year. I had to see what the fuss was.
See, if I have to pick between Barbie and Oppenheimer, I'm definitely going to see Oppenheimer, which I still haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I just went with Barbie because
Yeah.
it was available
Gotcha.
HD. So next up, took a look at it's not a new horror movie, so because I'm saving my new horror movies for 31 days. It came out last year. It's a kind of like a B horror movie creature feature called Crabs. It's on Screenbox.
Grabs.
Yeah,
Is it about
mutated.
dirty New York hookers?
No, that was
Oh, okay.
Frankenhooker.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This one's just mutated crabs uh, attacking like a beachfront town. I didn't really care for it. Some of the practicals were pretty cool, but I kind of don't like the "I'm a bad movie on purpose" type bad movies.
Yeah.
I kind of like the accidentally we tried our best and we made a shitty movie. So I didn't really dig Crabs, but it's on Screenbox.
Gotcha.
It's not for the kids because they get right into a sex scene within the first 2 minutes of the movie.
No crabs for the kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
What else did I watch? Did I watch any TV? Oh, when I said last week, I still didn't know why Peacock didn't put season 2 of Chucky on. Later that night, after we were done recording, they put season 2 of Chucky on Peacock.
Oh, look at that.
So started watching that. It's pretty good so far. I'm only like 4 episodes in, so I don't really know where the story's going. But I'm liking it so far. Trying to get caught up before I think season 3 starts first week of October. So
Man, I still haven't watched it at all. I need to check it out.
yeah, all first 2 seasons are all on Peacock, and I think I read that season 3 will be next day. Each episode will be next day on Peacock. So
Oh, okay.
I don't think there'll be any waiting involved. But my cool of the week, I'm gonna go with this new kind of raunchy comedy called Strays, starring.
Strays.
It's a dog movie, and the dogs are voiced by Will Smith and Jamie Foxx and a few other people. It's just
Why have I never heard of this?
yeah, it's an R-rated dog movie, and
What?
Will Smith plays the main dog Reggie, who his owner plays a game that he thinks it's a game called Fetch and Fuck, which he drops him off somewhere far, leaves him there. He finds his way home, and then when he sees the dog's home, he says "fuck." So the dog thinks it's a game, and his owner drives him as far as he possibly can and drops him off. And then he gets lost, and he meets a bunch of strays, and one of them is a little Boston Terrier, voiced by Jamie Foxx. So it's pretty good. The comedy's raunchy. If you owned a dog, you get a lot of the humor because they touch on chocolate for dogs.
So is
Dogs
it like animated?
No, it's live action.
Oh,
But they do the thing
why have
where
I never heard of this?
they do the thing when the dogs are talking, their mouths are moving.
Oh, I gotcha.
It was in the theater. It bombed in the theater because I don't think anybody went to see it.
Yeah, I don't even remember it at all.
But Will Smith, or not Will Smith, Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx voicing. There's a few other people.
Should have had Steve Buscemi as the Boston Terrier. Their fucking eyeballs are all weird.
There's one. Do you know Rob Riggle?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love the guy.
he plays like a police dog, like a German Shepherd.
Oh, that makes sense.
And one of the other dogs calls him Adolf, and he's like, "I don't get it." The other dog's like, "You're a fucking German Shepherd." He was like, "Oh, got it now." So it was pretty funny. It's available if you know where to find it.
All right,
So,
I'll have to look for that one. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, just a lot of the dog humor I got. Like they did the gag where the dog sees his reflection in a mirror, and they're basically telling us what the dog's thinking at the time. And
who the fuck is this motherfucker right here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
is it completely and totally inappropriate for children?
There's a lot of dog humping.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
There's a Great Dane, and they keep talking about how big his dick is.
Oh, okay, all right. So probably.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Well, let's see. I finished up watching season 2 of The Bear. It's a pretty good show, man. I like it. I stuck with it, and I didn't particularly like how season 2 ended, but it's because they sort of left you on like a cliffhanger, and I guess I'm excited for the next season, so I'll watch that one.
Yeah, I still got to get on that one.
That's pretty good, pretty good. And then when we got back from watching The Nun 2, my daughter was pretty into it, so she wanted to watch the first Nun, and I was like, I really don't. And and so we watched. I scrolled through some more horror movies, and we ended up watching Paranormal Activity instead.
Oh, okay, the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
She actually watched the first one and the second one. I got distracted working on some stuff during the second one, but she was totally into them. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, all right, because that was kind of a slow burn. I was like, all right, maybe she's getting into some higher level horror stuff now. So I'll have to show her Blair Witch and see what she thinks about that.
Nice. Yeah.
um, but I think my cool of the week is gonna have to be the Cowboys. Boy,
Cowboys.
boy, 40-0. They laid a spanking on them. It was good. Yeah, played the Giants and beat them up. Defense is awesome. I hate to say it, but this is our year. Because that's what we say every year.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. And my kid won his football game too, 7th grade,
Nice.
so he's just starting.
What
Uh,
position?
he's on the line. He's right tackle,
Okay.
and
Yeah, that's where my
he's
son started.
yeah. He's getting there. He's a pretty good blocker. I just got to teach him to get some aggression into it and hit somebody.
Yeah. See, watching that head, because I remember that was a big problem with my son at that age. He always had his head too low. I'm like, you're gonna hurt someone, or you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling him. I was like, all right, keep your butt down and your head up, man. Put your face mask in their chest and get them, or knock them on the ground, one or the other. But you can't just spear them with the top of your head.
Yeah.
But he's getting there.
Cool.
All right. We got any horror headlines this week, or is it just strike stuff?
We actually got a few things. Let's see. They are rebooting the Goosebumps series, and it is premiering on Disney Plus Friday the 13th in October.
Really?
Yeah. So
All right.
Goosebumps, I always thought was
I
a
could
good
watch that.
gateway horror for young kids.
Yeah, I used to read all the books. I remember. I'd totally check that out.
Yeah, which I didn't even know this was Disney owned it or anything or owned the
Yeah.
rights. So there's a lot of stuff coming out in October. This new Goosebumps series, the Chucky season 3. We get the Exorcist, new Pet Cemetery movie, Saw.
What do you think about The Exorcist now that you've seen a bunch of different trailers for it?
Um, I am gonna go into it. I'm not gonna hold it to the original one because
Yeah,
there's no way it's gonna stand up to the original one.
right.
I just want, if you're gonna continue the story, just make it make sense. Don't
Yeah.
just do a whole bunch of remember this, remember that.
Member berries.
Yeah, and I like the whole aspect of two girls this time getting
Yeah.
possessed because it makes me think that there's a possibility of one of them not making it, or maybe both of them not making it.
True.
And the from what I've seen, the child actors they look like they're doing a pretty good job. And I'm not going to be like Lance. I'm not going to go off David Gordon Green's Halloween Ends movie and just call
Yeah.
him a piece of shit director because that's what you called him, Lance. So
I don't know, man. I'm not going in and expecting much. I hope it's good, but I kind of don't expect it to be. We'll see.
yeah, I get that. It's kind of it's one of those franchises that the original was so good and it's had so many bad sequels. Because I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever seen any sequel. The third Exorcist 3 is pretty fucking good.
Is it? That may be the only one that I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I'm sure I did when I was younger.
it. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen it in a while. I think it actually picks up from the not or year. It's like years after the events of the first one. It's more connected to the first one than I felt like
Okay.
the second one was.
I didn't hate the beginnings.
Yeah,
I thought it was all right. Even like both versions of it that they made.
yeah, and TV series was awesome. Both seasons.
I thought the TV series was very good. Yeah. I'm surprised it's not around.
But we'll see. It got bumped up a week, so
Okay.
I think it'll
I've
be our first review in October.
been seeing a lot of trailers for it, so they're pushing it.
Let's see. If anybody missed out on seeing Haunted Mansion, which they probably did, because I think
Yeah.
that bombed in the theater too. It'll also be on Disney Plus October 6th,
All right.
which I've heard a few people that I pretty much trust their review. They said it's not a great movie, but it's a good. If you got young kids, it's good. Like gateway horror movie.
That's what it looked like, a very tame horror movie. Like, yeah, the Haunted Mansion ride's pretty awesome. But
Yeah, they said it
it's
was actually faithful to the ride. So I don't know what that means, but
I know, I 30 seconds long and there's some ghosts.
I haven't seen it. I've just been waiting, for it to be available to watch it, and it's just another movie to add on to 31 Days.
Yeah, that's
Which
worth it.
that day is pretty loaded. The 6th of October, I believe, is the new Exorcist, the new Pet Cemetery, VHS 85, and Blumhouse's new slasher movie, Totally Killer, which we'll talk about that trailer next week.
Yeah,
Which,
I was gonna mention it because I saw about half of it because it came on after another trailer I was watching.
yeah,
Looks pretty good.
yeah, they said it's like if you mashed up Back to the Future with Scream.
Yeah, or Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the same producer
that makes
made it.
sense.
So,
It seems to be in that same vein.
all right, this is a show I haven't seen, but I've heard a lot of good things. Wolf Like Me on Peacock will
Oh,
return for season 2 on October 19th. Now, Steve, who was on our show last week, I think he absolutely loved the first season. So, and he's a
okay.
big werewolf guy. So, and I
All
think
right.
this is Josh Gad and somebody else.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with Josh Gad. He's pretty funny.
One of the redheaded actresses. I don't know. I can't think of her name. I think she has
Yeah.
red hair. So,
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of them that look about the same.
let's see. Lionsgate has acquired the North American rights to the Crow reboot starring Bill Skarsgård and is expected to get a 2024 release date.
Bill Skarsgård as the Crow.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him for another movie he's about to do called Boy Kills World, where
Mm,
it's like a revenge action movie, and he's pretty jacked in that one. So that was my main thing. Like, is he just gonna be like tall and lanky and weird looking,
yeah.
or is he? Because I was absolutely down with the original because Jason Momoa was originally supposed to be the Crow,
Oh, that makes sense. I could
and
watch that.
they had like scheduling conflict or something. So he
Uh,
went from Jason Momoa to Bill Skarsgård. I was like, that's a drastic
yeah.
difference right there.
I mean, Bill Skarsgård's probably a better actor, but he's also kind of fucking weird looking.
Yeah, and then the other thing that kind of gets me is I don't know if I ever seen him do action
Good point.
because
And I feel
spoiler,
like this has got to have some action in it.
yeah, spoiler, he didn't really do much in John Wick 4,
That's a good point.
even when they had they're supposed to have their showdown with their duel.
Yeah, like I
It's just
thought he
like
was gonna get in there and mix it up.
they're like, no, I'm gonna have Donnie Yen do it for me. Which
Yeah,
I
that was
mean,
some
if I had
bullshit.
the choice of Donnie Yen
Well,
doing the
yeah,
duel for me,
yeah.
but we'll see. Let's see. A movie we recently reviewed, Veronica, is getting a prequel movie due in October on Netflix called Sister Death,
No.
which I think we talked about. We didn't get enough of the blind nun that she was talking to,
Yeah.
so I think it's a prequel about her. So
That makes sense.
somebody
All
was
right.
listening to us.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a weird movie to jump a prequel on. I can barely even remember the damn movie. We watched it a month ago.
Yeah. And the new Strangers trilogy uh, is due to start coming out in 2024, and we're going to get our first look in October at New York Comic Con,
Okay.
which probably will just be a teaser trailer and no actors or anybody to promote it.
Just a guy in a fucking bag mask.
Or they'll do like I forgot. I don't know which football game it was at for that new movie, The Creator, where they had the people dress up like AI robots.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
people were like basically saying this is their way of promoting the movie because they can't have the actors do it, so just have people because they were presenting them as if they were AI robots, but it was clearly people dressed up like AI robots.
That's weird. They just paid some people in the audience.
So that is all the news.
All right. Well, let's head on down to the trailer park for a little big, weird, and small. That was probably not the right order, but you get the idea. What do we got for trailers this week?
First one is a new TV series coming to Apple TV Plus called Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
So that's a series and not a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Let's see. Synopsis. Set after the battle between Godzilla and the Titans, revealing that monsters are real, follows one family's journey to uncover the buried secrets of and a legacy linking them to Monarch. And the only people I recognized in the cast are Kurt Russell, in which I did some digging. Playing the younger version of Kurt Russell will be his son, Wyatt Russell,
Okay.
which
That's
makes
cool.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um,
John Goodman's in it, right?
Yeah, because they're connecting that scene with the Kong Skull Island movie that he was in.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is connected to those movies, the recent movies coming out. Which it looked pretty fucking good. We got a shot of Godzilla in there. He looked pretty fucking. It looked like movie quality effects.
It did. Yeah, I don't know if I trust it as a TV show, but I guess if they really put some money behind this and get some good CGI stuff in there, because I mean that's probably going to make or break it.
Yeah.
Although I mean, if they go into the backstory and explain some of this Hollow Earth monster thing that they have going on, I'm cool with that. Maybe they could do more with a series.
Yeah, and we're supposed to get more. It's not just going to be Godzilla. It's going to be multiple different creatures. So we'll get that. And I think with the backstory, getting Wyatt Russell to play younger Kurt Russell, we can go back and see how Monarch started and what secrets they've been keeping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's something because the Godzilla versus Kong sequel that also got delayed. So
Yeah. The first one where Skarsgård was like a scientist.
Oh God, I hated that so much. I think me and Nez reviewed it, and I think I just kept coming back to that, even if we were like talking about a completely different scene. I was just like, fucking Skarsgård was a scientist.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense at all. Hire the other one of the other ones.
He just seemed like he was stupid in the movie.
Yeah,
Like make him like a pilot, or not that pilots are stupid, but not try to say he's the smartest guy in the room when he's clearly not acting like it.
Like somebody who's more of a badass instead of an intellectual, because he does not pull off intellectual.
Yeah, so this is due November 17th, so not too long from now.
All right.
And our final trailer will be for the new upcoming holiday slasher movie, Thanksgiving. Let's see, synopsis. After a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday.
Of course he does.
Stars Rick Hoffman, Gina Gershon, Patrick Dempsey, and Addison Rae, which I guess she's a YouTuber, TikToker or something.
It
All I know is
sounds familiar.
every time I brought her name up, my daughter rolls her eyes
Oh.
and said she will not be watching this movie. And I told her she might be one of the victims, and then she was like, "I'm in." So I'm not familiar with her, but according to my daughter, she's not good.
Uh-oh. She's one of the cringy ones.
Yeah. This is also directed and co-written by Eli Roth, which, if you
Okay.
remember, this was a fake trailer for Grindhouse originally.
Yeah.
And that is, it looks fun. It looks like there's going to be some good kills, but I thought it was going to have that Grindhouse look, like Machete or
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Hobo with a Shotgun or one of those movies.
Huh. Fake trailer
But
for Grindhouse. I forgot about that.
but then again, on the upside, like I said, the kills look like they're going to be fun. And I remember from the fake trailer, there was a kill with the cheerleader on a trampoline doing the splits. And there was a shot. They didn't show her getting killed, but they showed a cheerleader jumping on a trampoline. And I remember the fake trailer, and I know where that's leading to. So
I will see if they go there. Yeah.
that's
What
Eli
what good
Roth.
would a holiday season be without a schlocky horror movie?
Yeah. And the Rick Hoffman, he's always like the funny guy in the movies. I think he was in the trailer. He was the main guy sitting at the head of the table, like the little beady-eyed guy. So he's usually brings the comedy. I think he's been in Eli Roth some of his movies. So
You know,
I think the humor will be there and the kills will be there. So
I hope so. I don't have a lot of expectations for it because it's Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. But
well, I was going to bring that up. I mean, we
yeah,
don't have too many Thanksgiving themed horror movies, so
yeah. Well, because it's so close to Halloween. But yeah. I mean, I guess at least it's not a Christmas horror movie.
yeah, we have enough of those.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it'll end up being like one of those, like when Halloween comes around, you throw on Trick or Treat, or Halloween, or when Christmas comes around, you throw on Krampus or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So
sure we'll definitely watch it.
yeah, it's on the schedule, and this is also same day as Monarch. It comes out November 17th.
Okay. We got some good stuff coming out then. Hopefully.
Yes, there is. Oh, and for anybody that is Patreon donors that haven't submitted their movie picks yet, I am currently making the schedule for the rest of the year, because our rest of the year is going to be pretty open with all the delays. So
All right,
send
let
Lance
us
your
know.
picks.
Yeah, let us know what to watch. All right. We'll jump on into some listener feedback. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on a YouTube channel. Salem Seller, tattooed, horror-loving mom of two here to discuss everything horror and sci-fi related. I like it. Movies, television, trailer reactions, horror merchandise, collectibles, apparel, glam, tattoos, tattoo care, etc. So she's got a little bit of everything. What more could a horror fan want?
And she also thanked us so much for shouting her out in her channel. So
Yeah, no
everybody
problem.
go subscribe, and I don't know what you do on YouTube. Hit the like button or whatever they
Yeah,
say.
all that stuff. Salem Seller, do it. And regarding The Walking Dead, Dead City, Stephen Loblad says, "Hey Lance, I don't know what your problem is. This isn't that really that bad."
Lance is watching all those shows. I know, even though he's in Hawaii, he watched the first episode of Daryl Dixon.
Daryl Dixon and Patty.
Which I did kind of want to watch that first episode. I wanted to see how he ended up in
Well,
another country.
this isn't really that bad. It's not exactly a ringing endorsement. So,
Yeah, it sounds like more like you're. I don't know. It really doesn't sound good.
Regarding Night of the Living Dead, Stephen Peake says a good classic. That it is. Regarding American Horror Story, Marshall Tyler says the last 3 seasons sucked ass. And I wouldn't know because I haven't watched the last 3 seasons. That's probably why.
I don't know which seasons were the last 3 seasons. I know whichever one was the New York one where they tried to do like a serial killer true crime style.
Mm-hmm.
I tapped out in 2 episodes.
That there was that one season where they did it like an anthology. I kind of liked that. And then
Okay.
they all sort of came together at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right.
Which I just before we got on checked out the trailer for the new season. I know it's been getting a lot of hate because I don't think a lot of people like Emma Roberts, and she's back in the lead, and it's got Kim Kardashian.
Why do we not?
But
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
but
What the
after
hell?
watching the trailer, like Kim's not going out of her way to play a non-believable character, so I noticed that at first. And then the season kind of or the trailer kind of gave me like maybe they're going for like a Rosemary's Baby type scenario
Okay.
because Emma Roberts looks like she's trying to get pregnant and doesn't want to because of her career, but she has all these people around her, including her husband, kind of pushing her to get pregnant.
Hmm.
And throughout the trailer, you got people like following her. So it kind of gave me like a Rosemary's Baby, where in the apartment building, like all the tenants were kind of watching her and taking
That's
care of
weird.
her and stuff like that. Yeah, it kind of gave me a creepy vibe. So
I don't mind Emma Roberts so much. The fact that it's got Kim Kardashian in it scares me a little.
yeah, but trust me, she's like playing like a manager to a movie star influencer or something. So
Oh,
it's
I
it's not
gotcha.
beyond the realm of like
That makes sense. So she's playing an insufferable bitch, but like in the movie,
yeah.
in
So
the show.
she in that scenario she might be really good.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, Shauna Lee Holcomb says not stoked about this season since Kardashian is in it. Yeah. Jason McMahon says waste of time show. So people are not real excited about it, I guess.
No,
We'll see.
and you don't have like the main actors like Evan Peters or Sarah Paulson. Like I know
Yeah,
he's I know I read he's taking a break because I think he said doing that show like year after year, like doing each those kind of characters, and especially like doing Dahmer and stuff, kind of took a toll on him mentally.
yeah. Well, and he's a pretty legitimately good actor. I really
Yeah,
like him. Like
and
I wouldn't be surprised to see him move on to some bigger films.
yeah, and I'm not too mad about Sarah Paulson because she was always screaming and crying.
Yeah. Well, and she's also a pretty good actress
Mhm.
and probably moving on from these shows. So there's that. Regarding the poster for Three Blind Mice, Taco Tim Rochelle says looks cool. Way to
Nice
go,
name,
Taco Tim. Thanks.
Taco Tim.
Somehow we posted a Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster that seems to have gone viral. And I don't, yeah, probably Jessica Biel's big tits. Oh, okay. Anyway, Lance was able to pull out a few to read between wrapping up from work and packing for the beach. But we got John Herrera says love it. Leon Hugg says the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the beginning. Okay. Jose Marino says movie made me think Texas was a scary ass place. Amazing movie. Doug Stapola says good movie. Jesse Vasquez says really enjoyed Jessica Biel in it. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
a couple of her scenes too.
Yeah, I've always loved Jessica Biel. Luke Gully says one of the best horror remakes I've seen. Donovan McScab says pretty good remake. Clabby Malgren, I'm sorry, dude, I'm butchering your name. Best remake of a horror movie ever. Andrew Biniarski is great as Leatherface.
Yeah, but a little trivia to that, he's kind of a dick because
Is he?
I think he had an issue with Gunnar Hansen, who was the original Leatherface.
Oh yeah.
And I guess when Gunnar Hansen passed away, I guess he tweeted something like "Boo hoo, so
Oh
sad"
wow.
or something like that.
Damn. That's
And
pretty fucked up.
people didn't really take too kindly to that.
Well, Eric Morelli says couldn't even come close to Gunnar Hansen.
There you go.
Summer Desai says the goat. Elizabeth Gabriel says this is probably my favorite horror movie of all time, the Texas Chainsaw movie with Jessica Biel.
Okay.
That's an obscure favorite horror movie. Jason Hansen says the best horror remake ever and the best TCM movie.
I don't know. It's good, but have we reviewed that one? I don't know. Lance keeps saying he's gonna make like a.
I don't know that we have reviewed that one. I remember watching it.
Yeah, I know we're gonna watch a amazing Texas Chainsaw movie next week. So
ooh, awesome. I'm down. Greg Ross says love it better than the original. Hold on now.
Comments are getting kind of crazy.
I know. Keith Dunn says, damn, we had a lot of comments on this movie. Keith Dunn says, R. Lee Ermey made a movie great, in my opinion. Not even on the poster. Come on. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't know. On Sundays, I post movie artists that do like movie art posters, like their version of what they want the movie poster to be. And for some reason, this poster, I think we're like over 4,000 likes and like hundreds of comments and hundreds of shares, and
that's weird.
Yeah, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie just
polarizing.
Yeah.
I
don't agree with some of the comments.
Seems to fucking like it.
Yeah, I like it, but it's not the best one.
Is it better than the original? I don't know. I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
Yeah, I don't even hold this one above 2.
Hervé Gaudin says the scariest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I don't know about that. Jessica Henryon says one of my favorite one of all, real good. Insane fake sheriff made up his own title and occupation. That's really crazy thinking. Joseph Sepulveda says Jessica was so hot in that movie, the best she's ever looked.
Yeah, I see why everybody likes this movie.
Yeah.
It all comes back to Jessica.
Oh, but we got a Zachary Akers that says doesn't hold a candle to the OG.
I like the way you're thinking, Zachary.
Bring it back to reality. Apparently there's a whole lot more, but Lance ran out of time to write it all down. But thank you for everyone for interacting with us on the Facebook group.
Yeah, thank you.
It's an exciting place. Jump on there. Join us at the Horror Returns Facebook group.
Yeah, another not cool of the week. If I'm not able to post anything here for a few days, we got flagged
in Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram because they're owned by the same people.
Yeah.
For a picture I posted over a year ago.
Oh, what the hell?
And it was a picture. It was the first picture of Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams, standing there with her arms crossed, looking like Wednesday Addams. And
why did that get pulled?
Because it violated some kind of sexual something. And I tried to like dispute it, because I'm like, it's her standing there the pictures of her from the waist up, standing there with her arms crossed, doing the Wednesday look, and I captioned it with, "Here's your first look at Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams," and they flagged it, pulled it.
What kind of crazy bot shit is that?
Yeah, I personally, from my Facebook account, I can't, like, if I wanted to create ads for our show, I cannot do that for the next month, or some other shit that I didn't really care about, but I just thought it was really fucking stupid that a
Damn.
picture that's been posted on everybody's account, I got flagged, or we got flagged. So
I bet you we had some comments that were probably not great.
flagged.
If I had to guess. Not our fault.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate to get to a point where we would have to like turn off our comments or something.
No shit. That's dumb. Oh, there you go. Our big tech overlords. But our show intro and our new logos come from Steve from last week, from the Geeks. And be on the lookout for more great stuff from him. Of course, our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount. And I think we're still doing, you can pick a commentary for $1.
Yeah,
So,
why not?
throw it out there. Why not? But send us your picks, especially if you're already a patron.
Yeah, because we got quite a few patrons in the past couple months that we haven't got to there. We'll be finally getting to the Ricky O commentary with Bede and Marcy.
Oh, that'll
so
be fun.
that's scheduled, but I don't want anybody to get put off until next year. So
Yeah,
get your picks in.
get them in. We'll make it happen. All right, on to our featured attractions. This week we check out the brand new The Nun 2, as well as 1979's The Evil Nun. Bet you never seen that movie before. We'll start with the Killer Nun. Killer Nun.
Yeah.
The Killer Nun, not the Evil Nun. My bad.
That's probably a different movie.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so the Killer Nun, legendary Swedish sex bomb Anita Ekberg, stars as Sister Gertrude, a cruel nun who discovers depraved pleasure in a frenzy of drug addiction, sexual degradation, and sadistic murder.
I Googled some of her pictures. You should Google some of her pictures from the 50s. She was quite easy on the eyes.
Well, that makes sense because like she's obviously already older in this movie and still not bad.
Yeah.
Director is I'm gonna butcher this stuff. Giulio Beruti, also known for Riot in a Women's Prison and The Hallucinating Trip.
Those are some movie titles.
Yep, that does not surprise me. Writers are the same guy, Enzo Gallo and Alberto Tarallo. Anita Ekberg's voice, even though she could speak English fluently in other films, is dubbed by another actress in the English language version. That's all we got for the trivia. What'd you think
all
about
we need.
Yeah. What'd you think about the Killer Nun?
Oh, I was kind of looking forward to this because I was just looking up Killer Nun movies, Evil Nun movies to pair with our new feature.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went into this blind. I didn't even really look at the synopsis. And then Lance just kept saying, he was like, I'm looking forward to this movie after I read the synopsis.
I bet he is.
And
sounds like a Lance movie.
Yeah, and then I started watching it, and I'm just kind of like, the fuck is going on? And then time is just going by, and it's not a long movie.
Yeah.
But it feels like a fucking long movie before anything like really fucking happened.
It's some weird giallo shit, man.
And I mean, that being said, I mean the story's pretty simple. I mean, I believe the main nun, Sister Gertrude, just had brain surgery recovered from brain surgery, came back to work, and for some reason thinks her health is declining, and no one believes her, which is kind of odd that no one believes her, even though she just had serious brain surgery, and everybody's just like, oh, shut the fuck up, you're tripping.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because
Okay.
she just kept telling everybody, I think my health's declining, there's something wrong with me, and everybody's just kind of like, oh, go back to work. And then throughout the movie, people start getting murdered, and according to the movie, not according to what I saw, they kept trying to lead you to believe that it was her killing all these people, even though you never really see her kill anybody. You just kind of, when you see her kind of have outbursts, it's like stupid shit like smashing an old lady's dentures, or like screaming hysterically, seducing another nun, which that came out of nowhere. That whole
Yeah.
scene, I'm sure that's the scene Lance was waiting for, which was just weird and out of nowhere. First of all, I didn't know nuns slept butt ass naked.
No kidding. I doubt that, seriously.
And the other nun goes over to like comfort her, and then she pushes her away and says, I like men. But by the way, look under your pillow. And then she goes, and it's like some pantyhose, and she's like, put them on. Because if I'm gonna be with a woman, she's gonna be wearing pantyhose. And I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, it's a strange movie.
And the kills they're kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah.
kind of tame for this movie. I mean, there's a guy that gets killed with a candlestick, a guy in a wheelchair after banging one of the, I guess, orderlies or whatever. He gets choked to death by something,
Yeah, but there's
cotton.
like a whole 5-minute scene of him trying to climb up the stairs. I was like, what?
Oh no,
All right, I get it.
not the not the crutches guy, the wheelchair
Oh, the
guy.
crutches guy.
The
Yeah.
guy, the wheelchair guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's the one that was fucking outside in the rain.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he got like cotton stuffed in his mouth. I guess
Yeah,
is
I
what
was
that
like, what
was.
is this?
It seems like a weird way to kill somebody.
And he was banging one of the female orderlies, and I was like, why did you leave him outside in the rain?
and and how was she okay with that? This guy was like 90 years old and in a wheelchair. How does he even do it?
Well, if you see the scene before where they're having a little picnic, he's like feeding her while she's like on her knees, and all these nuns are just okay with it. So I don't, anything goes at this hospital for elderly people.
He must have some money.
He has something. But yeah, it's a strange movie. I
He's
kind
like,
of saw
the only reason I'm in this wheelchair is because my dong's too big to walk around.
Well, I don't understand. Is this a hospital or an old folks home? Because they
I
make it
was
seem like it's a
confused about
hospital.
that too. Yeah.
They make it seem like it's a hospital, but you get introduced early to a guy who wakes up already in a tracksuit and jumps out of bed and starts working out.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you here? So
I'm Batman.
Michael Keaton's Batman. But yeah, I kind of saw the twist at the end coming, because I knew, spoiler. Well, it's 1979, so if you get mad, it's getting spoiled. Too bad. I knew it wasn't her that was committing these murders, because it just made a point to never show you that it was her.
Yeah, you just saw like the hands.
And I did like the twist of the roommate, the other nun that was her roommate, that she committed, from what I understand, at least the old man that got thrown out the window, that got beat with the candlestick, because that was her grandfather who used to molest her.
Oh, all right.
So that I get, but murdering all these other people, I didn't understand why. So very strange movie.
So who was the killer?
The roommate.
Oh, the other nun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
For all
main,
of them?
I think so. The main nun, Sister Gertrude, she was on heroin throughout the movie because you find
Yeah.
out that the roommate was stealing it for her,
Yeah.
and then to get the doctor not to tell, I'm just assuming she banged him too because these nuns were banging everybody in this movie.
No kidding, man. These were like not very good nuns.
Our main nun, Sister Gertrude, would like take off her nun stuff and sneak into town and like bang strange men and drink cognac and
Yeah. They
do
were like
heroin.
had a whole sex scene in the hallway that didn't make like sense anatomically. I can't.
No, it did
I was like,
seem
wait,
seem
how are
uncomfortable too.
how are you even in there?
But I mean, I guess it fits with what I'm typically have seen before in this kind of nunsploitation movies.
Yeah.
The only thing that wasn't in there, which I'm completely fine with, is rape. I thought there was going to be some sort of rape scene in this one, and we didn't get it. And I'm completely fine with that because
Yeah.
that's one of those things I don't like seeing in movies.
Yeah, those are uncomfortable.
But it, I don't know if I can find any good things to say about it because it just took a long time. There was lulls in between each murder.
Yeah. Lots of great 70s boobies.
Yes,
Gotta say that.
lots of bush.
Yeah, lots of Bush. It was a weird movie to be a nun movie. This is one where I sort of got a little sidetracked and started playing with my phone and shit, man.
Yeah, me too.
And so I didn't even realize that it was somebody else that killed everybody until you just said something. You explained some stuff to me. Um, but yeah, I can't say it kept my attention. It was definitely obscure. Had never heard of this movie before and probably will never watch it again.
Yeah, I can agree. And then weirdly enough, like during the credits, they start breaking down the events of what happened. Sister, I don't even have it up here. The roommate, the other nun,
Uh-huh.
gets arrested, and then Sister Gertrude, at the end, they take her to another place with other nuns, and they lock her in a cell. And apparently, I guess she just dies in her cell.
Huh.
And I'm like, that's kind of anticlimactic. They
Cause
just put her
she's
in
a whore.
and at the end she's telling like the main nun that's taking her away. She was like, give her the some kind of special treatment. You know what I mean. And then they just never show any kind of special treatment.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
And it's an Italian movie, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. The Vatican's in Rome, man. This is a
I'm
little
like,
bit blasphemous.
what is the special treatment? And then she looks at the nun that's in charge, and she was like, I'm holding you responsible if anything happens. If you don't do what I say. You understand what I'm saying, right? It's when I say special treatment. I'm just like, are we gonna see what this is? And no, it just credits are rolling, and then in the subtitles, it's like Sister Gertrude dies in her cell. Like, so did you murder her or what?
What was the special treatment? That's wild.
But yeah,
Uh,
I can't recommend this to anybody.
no, yeah, I think if you miss this movie, it's definitely not a classic. You're not missing much. I'm not a huge fan of that Italian giallo stuff anyway, but yeah, this one was I guess a good attempt at it.
Yeah, they tried to slip some in there because usually the killer's like wearing black leather gloves, and this one in the scene, the killer had pink latex surgical gloves on.
Yeah. Well, and then they did have some like effects where they're like cutting into a bandaged head or something, and she's stabbing this guy through the eyeball or whatever.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
that
guy
that
getting the
wasn't bad.
needles in
That
the
wasn't a bad
face.
scene. But it was like they moved so slowly. Although it's 1979, it's not like they had the best special effects in the world, but they moved so slowly while they were doing it just so they could play out the special effects that they did have. I, I don't fault them for that. I think that was okay.
Yeah. And I thought the opening music was pretty good because it kind of had like a Omen kind of thing going on with it.
Yeah, boy, they had a lot of backup music in this thing. Like through the whole thing, they had little musical numbers where they're just playing some real 60s kind of sounding stuff.
Yeah.
like while she's walking through the street and stuff. And I was like, all right. All right. So, what kind of score would you give this one?
I'll give it a 4. I
Okay.
mean, it's not unwatchable. It's just
Yeah.
it has no rewatchability to it,
Yeah.
and it's if you kind of get through the lows of the movie and are really paying attention to it, you can kind of see where the story's going, and then a lot of the kills are just kind of dull to me. And
Yeah.
it kind of felt like it, like you said, they were kind of going for that giallo type feel with it. And I'm not a big fan of giallos, and only because I haven't seen a lot of them. But the ones
Yeah. I
I
guess
have
I haven't
seen,
either.
the kills have been kind of top notch compared to what we got in this movie. And then the movie just ends with subtitles saying Sister Gertrude dies in her cell.
It did end very abruptly. Like I looked up and the movie was over, and I was like, "What the hell happened?"
And it's like subtitles playing while the credits are going. I'm like, you guys couldn't even tell us what happened and then play the credits. It's
Yeah. No
just like
kidding.
trying to fit everything in all at once.
They ran out of money. All right. I think a 4 is a pretty good score for that. I'm gonna give it a 4 also. So I have you do it first. All right. We'll move on to the Nun 2. Let's see if they can redeem themselves. In 1956, France, a priest is murdered and evil is spreading. This sequel to the worldwide smash hit follows Sister Irene. All right. Follows Sister Irene as she once again comes face to face with Valak, the demon nun.
They really put worldwide smash hit in the synopsis.
I guess so. Director is Michael Chavez, also known for The Curse of La Llorona and The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Yeah. Writers are Ian Goldberg, Richard Nang, and Akela Cooper. The movie was filmed at an actual abandoned church in France. And The Nun 2 takes 4 years. The Nun 2 takes place 4 years after Sister Irene's first encounter with Valak, Bonnie Aarons. Sister Irene and Frenchie aren't the only ones who have left Romania, as the demon has become more powerful than ever, and it's looking for vengeance.
That was a better synopsis than the
I
one where they
know.
talked about the original was a worldwide smash.
According to the worldwide smash hit, The Nun. All right, what did you think about The Nun 2?
I did not like this.
Yeah,
I thought it was basically the same movie,
yeah,
same characters, same dimly lit, can't really see anything at all because apparently nobody likes lights or candles in this movie.
yeah.
Um, and what kills me is I think Bonnie Aarons as Valak, the nun, I think she kills it. And she was
Yes,
great when she showed up in the Conjuring movies.
yeah,
And she's rarely used in this movie. It's like you get glimpses of Alec here and there, little jump scares, and then I don't know. I'll just wait to
well,
spoil it.
which is also like the way that it's more effective is when Valak is just not right in your face beating the shit out of you or whatever, but like just in the background scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah, I get that, but this is like the fourth or fifth movie where she's in.
Yeah,
I kind of want her to be in somebody's face beating the shit out of them. Like let's
I mean,
let's
I
let's
guess.
let's go, Bonnie Aarons.
Yeah,
Let's get to work now. Um, Taisa Farmiga, Vera Farmiga's daughter, or not daughter, sorry. Made you kind of older than what you are, Vera. Sorry. Younger sister. I don't know. I'm not really buying her in this nun role.
yeah.
and then you get introduced to Storm Reed's character, which is the other nun that just apparently just goes on this mission with her without even getting clearance.
And serves zero purpose in the movie.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for her to say, I don't know if I believe in miracles, possibly not believe in God, to an hour and 40 minutes later saying, I think I witnessed a miracle. That's her only point. And to scream and to run around.
It
And it
was
was a
like, if she wasn't in the movie at all, it would have made zero difference.
Yeah, and it was a big travel movie. We got to go here to talk to this person who tells us to go here to talk to this person
Yeah, there were
for
a
us
lot of
to real
MacGuffins.
for us to realize we got to go back to where we came or where we needed to go. What I saw in my vision is where we should have went in the first place.
To get the MacGuffin.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just made the movie longer than what it should be. I think I thought whatever effects there are with Valak, I thought looked good, but I did not like. I'll probably wait on that in the spoilers. There was introduced to like another little demon creature that I thought didn't look that great.
Yeah, maybe if they'd have done something else with it.
And is this movie rated R? Because if it is, I'm not too sure on what was rated R.
Oh, that's a good point. It was rated R because I took the kids to see it, and I just sort of assumed it was rated PG-13. But yeah, it was definitely rated R, I think.
Okay, at no point in the movie that I can remember, I was like, well, that probably should have got an R rating.
No, there wasn't anything like at
So,
all.
yeah.
I mean,
And then,
Frenchie had sort of a weird relationship with this little girl, but
yeah, I'm like, maybe the groundskeeper shouldn't be like having relationships with the schoolgirls, the Catholic schoolgirls.
yeah. But it was they took it in the best light possible.
Yeah,
It wasn't inappropriate in the movie, but like in real life, probably not appropriate.
yeah. I mean, there was some scenes where the teacher is like, "Oh, what are you two doing here?"
Mm,
I'd kind of be like, what are you doing here, adult man, with this little
yeah,
girl?"
no kidding. In the middle of the night.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm struggling here on finding
Yeah,
something good to say about it. It was, to me, it was the same movie as before. They didn't really kind of move the character along, and some reveals about Thaisa Farmiga's character. I think her name is Sister Irene. I
yeah,
think some things that were revealed to her kind of made me roll my eyes.
yeah,
'Cause I was like, this is so fucking convenient.
yeah. Oh no, they did that a lot. There was a lot of like conveniently placed little plot issues, you know what I mean? And definitely some plot holes in this movie, but it was kind of slow, man. Like I nodded off a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, you would, as dimly lit as the movie was, and as quiet and nothing going on. Like, it was
Yeah,
perfect place to take a nap.
it was. I was trying not to. I really was. And there was a couple of times I was like, "Huh? Well, all right, what happened?"
But yeah, I mean, there's some things we'll get to in the spoilers. Did you see the post credit scene?
I saw. Was there a mid credit scene and a post credit scene, or just the one?
I think just one.
Okay, yes, I saw that.
Okay, we'll talk about that and where allegedly supposed to lead in spoilers. But yeah, I just, I mean, I hear there's people that like it and they say it's an upgrade from the original one. More power to you, good for you. But to me, it just gave me the same thing. Which now that I'm thinking about it, I think you and me reviewed The Nun, and Lance was on vacation for that movie too.
Oh, did
So
we?
yeah,
He's done like
so,
the Nun movies.
yeah. So
Yeah, but yeah, I took my daughter to see this one. She loved it. Uh, I think my wife fell asleep a little bit too, but I think she in general liked it. Like, it wasn't a bad movie.
no,
It's just not when you have Valak in the movie, there's high expectations, which is why the last one wasn't awesome. And you sort of had the same issue with this one, I feel like.
Is what is his name? Michael Chavez? Is he like James Wan's like best friend or something?
I don't know, who did he play?
Because he's the director,
Oh,
and he did the last Conjuring movie, which I think we all didn't really care for, and The
yeah.
Curse of La Llorona, which I think we all didn't really care for.
Yeah, well, that one was definitely bad. I didn't hate the last Conjuring movie. I mean, it definitely didn't hold up to the other two, but
Is he like somebody James Wan
I don't
has
know.
like 50 things on his plate and he's like, I can't do it. Call Michael.
Owes him some money or something. Hell, I don't know.
Which I think I looked him up before. I think before he did, I think The Curse of La Llorona was his first movie, and I think he only did music videos before then.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. I remember you saying that.
So I don't know. I
Yeah, and the
mean,
Curse of La Llorona was bad.
he's working, but is he working
Nah.
for the Conjuring movies to be good? I don't know because I'm kind of 0 for 3 with him directing movies in the
Yeah,
Conjuring verse.
definitely. Although the Conjuring universe is getting so big at this point, I don't honestly expect much when a new one comes out, unless James Wan is actually directing it.
Well, I know all the side, they were making all these spin-off movies with all the Crooked Man and all these
Yeah.
characters. I think they all like said they're not doing all that now.
Oh, they all fizzled out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing. All right. Let's do scores and spoilers. What's your score for this one?
It's not bad. The direction was pretty good. I didn't have a problem with anybody acting. It's just nothing happened for long periods of times. I think Bonnie Aarons was underused as Valak,
Hmm.
and yeah, I just felt like I got the same thing I got before, which I was kind of looking forward to this because I just heard people that got to see early screenings of it was like, this is pretty good actually. And I probably should have noticed the actually part. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of
Yeah.
good. And I just got the same thing that I got before, and even the mid credit or post credit scene or whichever one it came, it didn't even get me excited for what's to come in the Conjuring universe.
No. I found myself going, when is this movie going to be over? This is never a good sign.
So 4 out of 10.
Or, uh, I want to give it a 5 because I feel like that's probably where it belongs at a 5. But even though I just said that, halfway through the movie, I was like, all right, well, it was actually towards the end of the movie. I was like, all right, let's move it along. I got places to be. I'm not sure if I'm convinced with Sister Irene. I think I'm gonna have to see her do some other roles that are not this and see how she does with those.
Yeah, because the only thing I know her from is American Horror Story.
Oh, is she an American Horror Story?
Yeah, she's I know her. I think, was she on more than one season? I know she definitely was on the first season. She was like the daughter of the family that bought the murder house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember not liking her then.
Yeah.
I don't hate her here. I just it's sort of a cheesy character. Like,
Yeah, because they kind of play with this like I know they did in the original. I probably should have rewatched the original one because I
yeah,
totally forgot certain characters were still around.
me too, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I didn't either. But they kind of played around with her whole like conflict of wanting to be a nun or not,
Yeah,
which I think they kind of did at times in this movie, and just kind of went nowhere with it.
yeah.
And then at the end, she's conveniently this and that happens. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
wow, who cares?
Yeah. It was almost another MacGuffin.
Yeah.
All right. Spoiler talk.
All right. I'm gonna jump to the conveniently this and that shit I just was talking about a second ago. The whole she's related to the nun that gave the power to the artifact, which gives her powers.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. For some reason, I just like what the fuck ever. I
They
don't
did this
care.
shit a lot in this movie. It was like, how can we get from this point to this point? Let's just write it in, you know?
And apparently, she's super powered because she gets set on fire, which she can't be burned.
Well, because that's what they said about the Saint, what's her face that got,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
convenient when Valak tried to set her on fire.
yeah,
And then I don't know. All of a sudden, she has Jesus powers.
yeah,
That she instead of turning uh, water into wine, she turns wine into Jesus blood,
yeah.
which defeats Valak. I was just like,
The blood of Christ.
yeah, I'm like, how and why and how did you know how to do all this? It's
Well,
just
that almost made a little bit of sense. I mean, it was convenient that they happened to be in a cellar full of wine. But when they do the blood and body of Christ, it's a prayer that's said for the wine and the crackers, and
yeah.
you know.
And
So
then
yeah,
like I said, I probably should have rewatched the first one because when that guy Frenchie shows up,
yeah,
like, didn't you die at the end? And then the movie did a flashback, and I'm like, oh, thank you, movie. I guess he
yeah.
didn't
No
die.
kidding.
So,
I thought that too.
which
Like, oh,
I'm not understanding a lot of these like possession movies. Like when someone gets possessed and they beat the shit out of their own body and have the bones cracking and the neck cracking and stuff, and then when they're exercised or whatever, they're like perfectly fine.
I know, man. Like I can't. I wake up in the morning, I feel worse than they look.
Yeah, I've been sitting in this chair for over an hour. My back's gonna feel it as soon as I get up. But this guy was back doing landscaping like the next day.
Yeah, those
Like
fucking tomatoes.
nuns couldn't even give him a day off. I mean, he was just possessed. And then the gargoyle demon or the goat demon thing
Yeah,
that was crawling around. I didn't like that.
yeah. It felt a little out of place, especially since it was happening at the same time that they were in the basement with Valak.
Yeah,
How does that work? Is this another demon?
I don't know. Maybe it's in the Warrens' little room where they lock all the little artifact stuff. I don't know.
They keep him as a. They shrunk him and made him a tiny pet.
Yeah, I mean, I liked. I forgot if it was a priest or another teacher or something. The one that got killed and rose from the dead and was attacking the children.
Oh, the like the head master or whatever.
Yeah, I liked that
Yeah,
because when she crawls in through the thing and she sees him and then comes out, and even though they spoiled that in the trailer, but
yeah,
she's basically like he's just standing there and then he grabs her. That was a good little moment.
yeah. That was pretty cool. But yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. The goat demon was not particularly terrifying.
Which was weird. Okay, you got the goat demon, which is trying to harm them, but at the same time showed them where the little artifact was, the eyes of Lucille or whatever it was called, because
Well,
the eyes were shining on the spot.
I don't know that that was the goat demon. I think that was whoever put it there used the eyes from the goat for some fucking reason, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why they even had that goat in there, but they used that as like a national treasure fucking clue to to show them where it was buried.
Oh, that's a perfect example. National treasure
Yeah.
clues because these Sister Irene, and other nun that has no belief in miracles. They're just going from place to place, city to city, within seemingly only a day or two. They're traveling all these different places.
Yeah.
And all you had to do was just go to where your vision told you. The
True.
artifact was there. You saw
Although
how to you
the
saw how
whole
to get it.
artifact to begin with seems strange. Like the eyes are the artifact? That's a
Yeah.
weird thing. And then why would you even let that be available to get into the hands of a demon? I don't get it.
I don't know. And then of course we got to talk about the credit scene, which was the Warrens getting a phone call for another case. Apparently, from what I read, this is going to tie into Valak
Oh,
somehow. Like they're bringing Valak and the Warrens back together, and the
okay.
next Conjuring movie is supposed to be called The Conjuring: Last Rites.
So is this another prequel?
I don't know,
Well,
and
no, I
and
guess.
that's probably my biggest problem with the Nun is because I know Valak's going to be okay
Yeah.
because she showed up in the Conjuring movies.
Now, the
Which
artifact did give Valak the glowing eyes. So that was kind of a cool thing. I like that little bit of a callback. It was a weird situation. And then the whole fight with Valak or whatever, and the little girl had the artifact in her hands,
mhm.
like while the stage gets broken apart and there's things swinging like it was fucking from a Universal Studios Twister ride. And then she's like climbing up a sheer wood wall with this thing in her hands. I'm like, how are you even hanging on? That doesn't make sense.
She's got excellent grip strength with her other hand.
I guess so, but she was using the hand with the thing in it to like climb. I was like, that's not a ice pick. What are you doing? And somehow she didn't drop it in the hole. It was it was like in that moment, and I don't know why it was that moment in particular, but it was when that happened when I was like, what the fuck are we even doing here? I kind of
Yeah, and
rolled my
then
eyes.
Frenchie, possessed, is chasing off her, and he falls off the scaffolding or whatever. But he's okay.
Yeah.
He
Well, and then
shows
he
up
still tries
later,
to
and
get
he's
back up
just
and chase her.
yeah. So I don't know the rules, and I don't know. There's a
I
lot of running around in this movie.
I don't think there's a whole lot of rules in this movie. I think this was whatever they needed to write to make it more convenient for the next scene to happen.
Yeah. And there was something else I was going to bring up. I can't remember. It probably wasn't even important.
Frenchie's little love interest, not the
Oh,
little
with the
girl, but the
no,
teacher.
with her mother. I guess the teacher was supposed to be her mother also.
Yeah, I think so. They at least alluded to that. I don't know if it actually was her mother, but she called her mama a couple times, so I guess
And if
so.
this movie was truly R-rated, they would have killed one of the bully girls.
They did, didn't they?
Did
Oh
they?
no, they didn't kill her. She just got stabbed.
Okay, I was about to say I must have blacked out for that moment.
Yeah. No, she got like horned with the goat demon, which is the only damage that thing did. He's like, I'm a big demon. I'm gonna come out. Oh, don't close the door. Shit.
Oh, he wasn't that big. I mean, he was big enough to fit in the vents.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So,
He's a cute little goat demon. Could have kept him as a pet.
well, that's the Nun too.
All right. I better was it better than the first one?
No, maybe. I don't know.
About the same, huh?
I probably, as much as I agree with you, I didn't want to. I probably should have watched this. You know what? I might watch the first Nun again. This might make me appreciate the first one better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Although there's still a lot of they reach for shit in that first one too, man. It's
Yeah,
that just like he's in the grave and he rings a little bell and all that. I remember that.
yeah, true.
And I
And there
it
was some
gets a little
cool
outlandish.
There was some cool images in this one, like even though this was also in the trailer too, the whole reveal of Valak in the magazines that were flipping pages.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah, that
pretty
was kind of
cool.
cool. Yeah. It was a
So
good effect.
those were cool. Like the little flashes of her throughout the movie were pretty cool. The way they worked them in, and I just I don't know. I just got to the point where I just wanted Valak to just say, "I'm here. I'm gonna kick your ass."
Yeah. Are we gonna find out that Vera Farmiga is a descendant of this nun?
That would be a lot better than some of the rumors I've been hearing that this is Vera Farmiga, and I'm like, this is in the 50s.
Yeah, that doesn't even make any sense. Well, if that was in the 50s, was it in the 50s?
60s, 50s.
Where does it say? Yeah, I guess they don't really describe when exactly it takes place, but it seems like ancient times, like even before 50s, 60s. To me, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't remember even seeing a fucking car or anything.
I think it's the 60s.
Well, if it's the 60s, that kind of makes sense because the Warrens were in like the 70s, 80s.
It might be the 50s. Either way, I think Vera Farmiga is also going to be a descendant of Sister Lucille or whatever her name was.
Irene.
I think, or no, the sister that the eyes or whatever that had the
Yeah,
eyes.
Sister Irene.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be a descendant. That's why she has her like clairvoyance, her
Yeah,
able to see the dead.
that makes sense.
But I'm gonna say ahead of time, if she gets set on fire and doesn't burn, it's gonna be kind of fucking stupid for some reason.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. In that case, great casting. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
All right, that's the Nun too.
All right, The Nun 2. See it at your own risk. Not like there's a whole lot else out right now.
No.
But as always, we want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We'd love to hear your feedback and ideas. You can always reach us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com, or you can find us at The Horror Return, www.thehorrorreturns.com, and follow our social media links from there, as well as hear the latest episodes of the show and go buy a t-shirt. They're pretty awesome. Next week, we asked that age-old question: is it really that bad? Fun with The Happening, and that was Marky Mark, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, that one. And Texas Chainsaw 3D. I don't even remember if I ever saw that one or not.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see this one. And we'll be joined by Adam Thomas. Will be joining us again.
Oh, cool, cool. So until the horror returns again, Brian.
Good night.
You always do it the best.